tuliyambala embulezi masamasa olutalo nga luwedde tuliyambala embule tulivimba mu Uganda. Ayi Katonda w'ekisa tukwebaza olw'obulamu bw'otuwadde n'okusobozesa okubeera wano. Tukwebaza olw'obulamu bwa Chairman Nyanzi oza kibeera ejja kusukako wano naye Mukama Katonda gw'okontrolinga byonna. Tukusaba tutera omukisa mu lukuŋŋaana lwaffe luno era tukusaba otuwa ebigambo ebirungi ate tukusaba ne bannayuganda bonna bagoberere bawulirize bategeere ate balwanire eggwanga lyabwe. Byonna tubikusabye kubanga gw'olina obuyinza obusembayo. Amiina. Ndowooza tutuule. Time eddako moment eddako ngenda kugikwasa Kiramanisa Mugoma naye nga tanaba kujja mukkirize katono nnyo nsaba tubeere ne concentration ey'okubanga tuli mu event ya press conference egenda kutwala eddakiika katono naye njagala ntegeeze Chairman Nyanzi nti wakati muffe nsaba Honorable Mugoma oleme kwogeza Chairman wakati muffe tulina Council Mwirupo okuva Ejjinja ndoza tumukwireko mbuga wakati muffe tulina Honorable Saddam Gaira Chairman wa PPP boti balina President balina Chairman eddala erisembayo. Wakati muffe tulina Nakwedde Harriet Honorable Bekayunga. Wakati muffe tulina Honorable Wakayima Nsereko kuva Nansana Municipality. Wakati muffe tulina Speaker w'ekibuga ekikulu Kampala nanga Ntwala Honorable Zahara Mara Yulika kuva Makindye West. Wakati muffe tulina General Bigirwa Moses Comrade olunaku lwajjo nasharinze empapula abazirabye ku ruling eya 2016 zene Bigirwa Moses entwatula President Museveni mu kooti nayadde ndiawo nenkakeberaniranga bateekeko ruling namba semujeni twawalira omukulu. Wakati muffe tulina Speaker wa Wakiso District Mukulu Nasi. Wakati muffe tulina Chairman wa Kunga Kawempe North Mukulu Umar Magala. Wakati muffe tulina Chairman wa Kunga Lubaga North Mukulu Jordan Mugerwa. Wakati muffe tulina Chairman wa Kunga Nakawa West Mukulu Cotton. Wakati muffe tulina Chairman wa Kunga Nakawa East naye tulina ye Jacob. Wakati muffe tulina Mukulu Ntambi Remy oyo ye District wa Kampala People Power. Wakati muffe tulina Lord Councillor Nakitende Mavis wa Kampala Central. People Power. Wakati muffe tulina Deputy Speaker wa Central Division Mama Chazike. Wakati muffe tulina Chairman wa Kunga Kawempe South Mchala Rema. Wakati muffe tulina Lord Councillor ow'ekitundu kino omukulu Bukenya Boniface. Wakati muffe tulina Munaraka Narongo naye mumulabye agambye gwe basooka okuwunzika. Tulina abakulembeze bangi nnyo munzikirize nkomaawo omutendera ogwo nange nzikiriza Hakim Bisaula Lord Councillor ate munankyukakyuka okuva eri Bukoto South Mulwengo District. Mwebale nnyo omuzindalo mututte eri Meya Ssemugoma naye munzikirize senga Namulema ono oluusi ayagala kumwogerako naye senga Namulema ekkiriza tukwongereko nnyabo oyo ye senga Namulema otwogera senga w'abaana nga tuli wano muba mukitegedde bulungi. Mwebale nnyo Chairman Kalimbala okuva mu Central mwebale kubaawo mu kintu kino mwebale nnyo mwebale ddala.
Tweyanziza nnyo tweyanzeege twongera okwaniriza abantu mwenna abasobodde okujja bannamawulire n'abantu mwenna ku ttendera egy'enjawulo. Amannya Ssemugoma Hamdan Kigozi Ssaabakunzi w'NUP mu Kampala District. Olunaku lwa leero ensonga nnyingi naye tulina mukama waffe National Mobilizer omukulu Nyanzi Fred Sentamu agenda Zambia then ebisigadde ebinaddira mu bibuuzo naye mukimanye mwenna abali wano nti NUP byonna bye tukola kibiina kiwandiise kiri mateeka mu constitution ya Uganda. Buli kye tukola kyonna tukikolera mu mateeka, era abatulugunya, abatukuba, abatusiba, abaturepinga babikolera mu bumenyi bw'amateeka. So buli muntu atuule nga mugumu era akole byakola nga mugumu. Twala omukisa guno okwaniriza mukama waffe nga national mobilizer w'ekibiina kyaffe kya NUP omukulu Nyanzi Fred Sentamu muntu wa watu atuwe obubaka bwe olunaku lwa leero. Tukwaniriza nnyo simu.
Nyanzi ndi mukama muganda wange Semugoma. Naye kansooka entereeza mukama waffe Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu era nga tuli wansi wa sekretariat yaffe eya National Unity Platform nga Kunga eggwamu National Mobilization Department. Bannamawulire bannyabo ne basiba mbaniriza. I welcome you all. This is the second press conference that we have held here. The first one, this is the second one. The first one, I called you here when they had abducted my child, when we were invaded by SFC. My family was put on gunpoint, my wife and family. The SFC took over my home for some time. In my house, my family was held hostage, and since that time, we've passed through different challenges as a family. We've been hearing people accusing us on social media, you know, talking about my children. So we've been having several challenges. Well, I've been arrested, and sometimes I've escaped arrests on different occasions, but surviving death. You remember the one of Arua when I was tortured to coma, and later on I was dumped into Arua hospital. By that time, you remember when Yasin Kama was shot dead in the tundra, and I escaped Arua. It is my colleague here, Paul, who suffered all the consequences. The other time, when we faced a very big, challenge was when they demolished this house of mine. I just replaced it. That was after the aftermath of Chadondo, the elections, which brought President Kyagulanyi. The government influenced, cases. They came and demolished my house. They took me and detained me with my wife and one of my sons. Though that was not in camera, but it happened. I am now realizing that there is a trend of events behind my torture. You even saw the one which I'm doing when I was pressed alone and beaten up terribly, and I survived the death. Now today I have called you, ladies and gentlemen, to first of all tell my fellow Ugandans that I'm recovering steadily. I am recovering, although doctors have diagnosed me with some and told me to go for a medical checkup due to severe migraine headache. I am suspected to be having clots, but I think I will also pass that test. I'll be treated. The second issue I have called you here is to inform you about the next course of action as Kunga National Unity Platform after the Chenjojo incident and the subsequent events that have taken place. To General Museveni, whom I've written to a very strong letter that I'm going to read it now before you media people. Finally, I'll also be informing you about issues regarding the matter in court, which judgment was read yesterday, which I know most of these people are interested in. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, you allow me to read to you my open letter to General Museveni, and it is headed the Republic of Uganda, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni to Kabulwa. It is addressed to the State House on this date of 24th April 2023. The political and economic quagmire in the country. Am I loud and clear?
Very.
General Museveni, because your electoral commission declared, I'm going to circulate these documents. Each media person is going to take a document and publish it. I wish you publish it. I know many people have said these words, but to me, I feel they are more new than ever before. General Museveni, because your electoral commission declared you winner of the 2021 general elections, I will painfully address you with the title of president, even when I do not recognize you. I don't recognize you as the democratically elected president of Uganda. Well, on 24th March of August 2018, 24th of August 2018, I wrote to you following the incident and the subsequent events which took place in Arua. A letter that many of my critics reasoned as partly legitimizing you as the president, with no impact to the way you run state affairs. I of course share any part of that opinion. However, civility demands that a leader does not lose sobriety, no matter the circumstances. And my civil background taught me to always subdue my emotions and apply reason. I therefore write to you again on the above subject matter, owing the fact that Uganda has continued to witness uncertainty in the social, political, and economic stability that has mired our country, thus taking us back to the dark days. As I write to you, General Museveni, this open letter, I am on a sick bed with crutches as my work aids. This is not because I was caught in robbery, but because I and my colleagues had gone to Chenjojo district to execute our civil duty of officiating the opening of our offices, our party offices. While there, security operatives in army and police uniforms attacked us and savagely thumped my back, head, knees, and the other limbs until I became unconscious. And one of my colleagues, Ibrahim Musingus, was shot in the leg. While this violence was being meted on me, you and your son, who is a serving military officer, were busy traversing the country and carrying out political campaigns. Now, for reminder, I was somehow old enough when this took place, because I remember, I think I was more than 9 years old. declared Milton Obote as the winner of the 1980 presidential sham elections, which all Ugandans agree that they were sham elections. The UPM National Executive Committee The UPM National Executive Committee under your chairmanship sat at Rungudja in Muzei Chintu Musoke's house, where two options were discussed. The first one was going to the bush and take up arms to fight the regime, to fight Obote's regime. You remember, General Museveni was defeated in those elections. The second one was remaining behind and build the party to prepare for the 1985 generations. General Museveni stormed out of that meeting, declaring that we had taken the armed option against the position of your colleagues. Your decision epitomized into a war and devastated the now well triangle, eastern and northern regions and other areas scattered with monuments of human skulls. On many occasions, you have categorized the Obote versus Mutesa 1966 confrontation as a political question that needed a political approach, as opposed to the military option that Obote chose. On the same question, you have always stressed that the country would have avoided loss of lives and subsequent blood events if Obote had not taken the military option to solve the then political question. However, it is sad and unfortunate to witness the military that you preside over as commander-in-chief being used to commit similar atrocities against Ugandans, just like your predecessors did. Are you not concerned that wherever you have political opponents, your regime leaves behind trails of broken limbs, torture victims, and death by cold blood? As you condemn your predecessors for the ugly historical mistakes, are you not ashamed that your regime has taken the same path? When Dr. Kizza Besigye contested for the office of the president in 2021, you treated him and his supporters as criminals. You have since depicted your former personal doctor, Kizza Besigye, as a robber in the market and as a rapist. This country shall never forget the article published in the New Vision, where you were quoted warning Ugandans against voting a sick person. You were accusing Kizza Besigye for being positive of HIV/AIDS. Can you imagine? Furthermore, you have cunningly painted him as an errant former military officer who is violent and capable of destabilizing peace. In addition, hundreds of innocent Ugandans have gone through endless political persecution inflicted upon them by your regime, including the loss of life of Musasizi Kifefe, Dr. Besigye's brother, and many others who are still languishing prisons. Now, when Honorable Kyagulanyi, a typical civilian and a political novice at that time, offered himself to run for the office of the president, many Ugandans thought that your regime would behave different. To the contrary, you commandeered a campaign of terror marred with acts of torture, abductions, kidnappings, and killings against him and his supporters. date, your regime has not counted. To date, your regime has not accounted for the death of Honorable Kyagulanyi's supporters, who were brutally killed, including Yasini Kauma, Dani Cheyune, Rita Nabukenya. The list is endless. This is not to forget many who are still missing and languishing in ungazetted safe houses. Unfortunately, you have always kept a deaf ear with the silence. You have always kept a deaf ear, which silence suggests that you were either condoning or sanctioning these acts. This is confirmed by the statement you made on national television, where you applauded your security officers for the crime they committed of beating Kyagulanyi. You said that they beat him thoroughly well. What a shame, old man. We assume Museveni is a father, maybe, and he claims to be a grandfather. That's why people are very uncertain whether he's the one who produces the children he claims to be his children. Because you can't have children and you thank someone for battering someone to that extent. General Museveni, let me remind you once again that when your younger brother Salim Saleh was arrested by the late Paul Mwanga, a man you deputized as chairman of the military commission, you sounded a strong warning to him to either release your brother or face severe consequences. For goodness sake, we just want you to shift the pain of your brother and place it on other Ugandans. Place it on other Ugandans whose brothers and sisters have been subjected to the same acts of violence, or even worse, under your watch. Because you believe you're watching and you're silent about drones, you're silent about the rapes, you're silent about the kidnappings, abduction, the drones. You've never come out to talk about these drones. That's why Ugandans say that Pandagali is back in Uganda. Idi Amin did this, but the consequences were dire. Milton Obote did the same, but the situation worsened. And your armed struggle against his regime is evident enough. Why are you hell-bent on maintaining the same vicious circle of violence? Now, about killing of political institutions, General Museveni, just like your predecessors, your regime has literally declared a one-party state using your cadre police and the military. This has created a harsh political environment that has made it totally impossible for political parties to exercise their rights. It has made it impossible for political parties to exercise their constitutional rights. The deliberate killing of political parties has not only pushed many sober leaders out of politics, but has denied these organizations the opportunity to mentor and prepare leaders who would in the future calm down the dust that has been accumulated over a period of time. Your generation and mine have a divine obligation to provide a soft landing for this country. And this can only be achieved if we all swallow our political egos and the greed to tolerate each other. Your radical stance of killing political parties shall create a vacuum that will certainly breed a headless revolution that is bound to create anarchy, an act we should all detest. The political turmoil in Somalia, Libya, and now the Republic of Sudan were brought about by leaders who run state affairs without tolerance exactly like you. Mukoye. About tribalism and nepotism. Those who tortured me in Chenjojo were accusing me of two things. One, being Kyagulanyi's brother. And two, being a Muganda. I had someone say, "You wait feel we go quit," as they were beating me in the back. It's very unfortunate. This now brings me to another big issue. When Ugandans criticized your regime about the tribal imbalance in the distribution of government jobs, you justified it as a historical factor. That because it was easy for you to get some comrades who are your tribesmen, it is historical that they are the ones who started the revolution, they are running it, you know. So you called it and you justified it as a historical factor that NRM was born by people from one region. By then all army generals were more or less hailing from one village. Let me now inform you that the tribalism that you started, the tribalism that started as a historical factor, according to you, has eroded all government institutions to the extent that you may now not draw a line between private and government offices. It is evident. Mr. President, in quotes, it is now apparent that almost all RPCs, those are the regional police commanders, the district police commanders, division police commanders, and officers in charge of all police stations hail from one region. Are you not observant of that? The situation is even worse in statutory bodies and departments such as URA, Uganda Airlines, Forestry, Environment, Prisons, Drug Authority, etc. For reference, read the Uganda Gazette that was published during the presidential nominations of 2021. And you will find that almost 80% of all the returning officers and their deputies for all the districts as appointed by the Electoral Commission came from the same region. When we were in Kayunga, even the one who was in Kayunga was replaced by, was it Chibungi? So that he can go and execute that robbery of people's victory. As appointed by the Electoral Commission, this list came, these appointments came from the same region. Where you hail from. It is this Electoral Commission that conducted the much disputed 2021 general elections that declared you winner. Would it be right for one to question the conduct and the outcome of such an election? I am of course cognizant of the fact that these appointments represented a clique of selfish people serving your selfish political interests and are not necessarily benefiting the population in the said region. That's why we have a lot of support in the Western region. And that's why we were beaten when we went there. You can't believe the Western region is pro-change. After the elections, you personally started a tribal hate speech against the National Unity Platform, NUP, depicting it as a Ganda party. The danger of tribalism is haunting the general. You depicting NUP as a Ganda party because of the heavy political loss you suffered in Uganda. The National Unity Platform never grabbed the Buganda land. Neither did it destroy people's businesses and jobs. You heavily lost Buganda because of deep-seated anger that has accumulated against your regime and your personal mistakes over time. Your regime is seeding seeds of genocide. I repeat, your regime is sowing. Oli mukusimba nsigo ez'obukyayi ezijja okuviirako obutabanguko nga businzira ku mawanga ng'ate ne battabamu babattira bwereere tebalina musango tebafunamu. Your regime, I repeat, is sowing seeds of genocide which the country, including your children and grandchildren, are born to reap if not stopped. As I conclude, I draw your attention to the economic breakdown in the country, manned by your cronies whose primary occupation is to embezzle, grab, and amass as much wealth as they can in what is a daylight robbery of the country. The little that had been left for your legacy has totally been eroded. The use of military might to solve political questions, the sowing of seeds of tribalism, and the manipulation of the laws to suffocate. Manipulation includes taking civilians to court martial. Even when the Constitutional Court comes out to sort that out, you intervene and use your cronies to restore this tyranny. So the sowing of the seeds of tribalism and the manipulation of the laws to suffocate the population with an intent to make us forcefully submit to your regime shall one day explode like a volcano, and you will be held responsible even while in your grave. My name is Nyanzi Fred Sentamu.